Well, the trip obviously had some ups and downs, and for sure, when it's all said and done, we've learned a lot about ourselves, and I think when the dust settles, we're going to find out it's going to be a beneficial thing we just did this last weekend. But with the first game against North Carolina, I thought that tale of two halves. Obviously, we were able to be a 1-0 ahead going into the halftime break, and then we switched off for a couple moments right at the beginning of the second half, and Carolina, number one team in the country right now, showed why they're the number one team in the country. But when we look at things and we review them, there are a lot of things that we felt that we could have controlled better. So again, a lot of those things are in our control. Having said that, you got to play your best game against those type of teams, and that's why we scheduled those games. So, after the disappointment of the result, I think there are a lot of things in our control that we certainly can improve on, and our players know that too. The challenge after the Friday night game was response, and that's very difficult to do. The guys take it very personally that they got the result they did, as well as they should. But at the end of the day, you got 48 hours or less to turn it around. And I thought the response was tremendous, especially for a team that's still coming of age together, still trying to figure each other out. That was a tremendous step for this program and for that bunch of guys. And I know that this is going to pay dividends down the road, because that's what you get in the pack. You got Friday, Sunday, and those games are grueling. And if you happen not to be able to get something out of the first game, you still have to respond for the second game. And so I was very, very pleased with the mentality going into the second game. And I think when we came away with it, our guys honestly believe that they can win and compete with anybody in the country. Well, for the four halves that we played this last weekend, three of those halves defensively were fantastic. And I was very, very pleased with the steps that we made defensively. I just thought some of the little things were tightened up just enough that it was able to allow our guys to go forward and not pay the price. Sometimes, you can go forward all the time, and if you don't shore up things defensively, you can get countered on. And I thought that, in particular against the weight game and the first half of North Carolina, we made some tremendous steps in the right direction that way, and that piece is going to allow us to even attack more so. Steve Spangler, his response in the net this weekend was tremendous, and so what you got was a person that made some big saves. And I would even say that the second half against Carolina, a lot of that was the 10 guys in front of him. I didn't see a lot of errors that can be attributed solely to the goalkeeper. I think that was the guys in front, and the guys in front know that. But at the end of the day, I think his overall performance has been very steady. His response, because goalkeepers take it so personally when they get scored on, whether it's their fault or not, and his response was fantastic. You want to see that out of a veteran player, and so going forward, I think we're in the right direction with Steve. Two difficult opponents on the road again, and again, great opportunities for our team to make steps in the right direction. And Davis is a tough team, as we found out this last weekend, and they certainly have some of the right pieces to get a result. And Sac State has a team that's been in the tournament, so that's why we play the schedule we play, and our guys are going to be up for it. But I honestly believe, playing those early teams like Carolina and Wake on the road raises that bar high, so that our guys know that, this is where the level is. This is what we need to do in training, so that when we move forward, we're not going to be ambushed by anything. We know what it's going to be like, and we're going to expect the same thing this next weekend in California.